I'm Lisa Kirkman. One of the main things that new players struggle with when learning golf is the etiquette, all the nuances, all the unwritten rules and all the things that they're supposed to know already how to do. So what I want to do through this video is take you through a few of the basics to help you feel more confident when you step on that first tee and can get out there and play and not worry that someone's going to yell at you for doing the wrong thing. So follow along. So a lot of players can struggle with knowing where to stand on the tee. And it can be hard to know how to address something in the tee. So if you have a look, Sharon's getting ready to tee off and I'm standing right behind her now, and that can be a little bit annoying. The ideal scenario is for me to step a little to the side and still be behind. Now, the other thing that it's okay to do, if someone's standing in your way on the tee, it's okay for you to ask them to move. Now, you don't have to be a dick about it and wave your hands aggressively and say, get the hell out of my way. You can actually just ask them, hey, do you mind stepping to the side?
Can you just step aside, please? Thank you.
Of which most players are happy to do. And then your playing partner can go about their shot. Good shot. Good shot. Now, the other thing people struggle with is the concept of ready golf. Of course, we're going to play the honour, which means the person who is either furthest from the hole or had the lowest score on the hole just finished will play first if we're doing match play or championships or your club's really hung up on that. But most courses, to help the speed of play, we talk about ready golf, which means if you get to the tee first, grab your club, tee off and let's go. But how does that work down the fairway? Sometimes it can be confusing, and particularly as today, we're in a cart. So let's head down the fairway. I'm going to see how that looks. Here we are on the fairway. Sharon's ball is just down to my left. My ball's down the other side of the fairway. Now, in a cart, the smartest way to start ready golf is for me to drop her at her ball or her to drop me at my ball. I grab my club, I play my shot. She can be up here getting organised at the same time, because if we were walking, we both would have walked directly to our ball. Now, if you get to your ball, no one else is ready to hit, it's perfectly okay for you to hit if it's safe. You're not going to hit anyone in front of you. No one else is hitting at the same time. It just takes a little bit of course awareness to make sure that you know where you are in relation to everybody else. And it's perfectly acceptable for you to play your shot and then move on when it's safe to do so. That way we keep the game moving and we're not travelling, particularly in carts, to each other's ball where we don't need to. Okay, here's another example of etiquette, but not for your fellow playing partners, but for the course. On a lot of golf courses, you'll see directional signage, like you'll see the one behind me, for where the carts should go. And a lot of courses like to keep the carts away from the greens and away from bunkers and away from tees, usually about 10 metres. So if you see signage on the course that's directing you where to go, follow it. Don't think, I know better, I can squirt my cart in that gap there, or I'm going to take this shortcut. Remember, we want our golf courses to be around for years to come for many people to enjoy, not just you in that moment. Our responsibility is to leave the course better than what we found it. So if you see the directional signage, follow it, park appropriately, drive responsibly, and even with your pull buggies, don't pull them across the green. Okay, it does cause damage to the green, it does cause wear and tear to the green, and we don't want that. So always go to the side. Go to the side closest where the natural exit of the green is to head to the next tee. That's going to speed up play. But let's not drive all over the greens or walk all over the greens with our buggies. Good. Need to. Okay, so now we've reached the green, and there's a few things we're going to talk about here. But the first one, while we're here and the flag is not in a great position, it's a great time to cover it, is the flag stick. You can see this one's on a bit of a lean. Okay, that makes it hard when people are coming onto the green. Maybe they have a ball roll up, it's going to miss. You know, if it comes in this side, it's not going to go in the hole. We'd hate to see somebody miss a good shot. So when you're leaving the green, make sure that the flag stick is nice and centered in the hole. When we take the flag stick out, we want to lift it straight up. And then we also want to put it straight back in with a little bit of care before we leave and make sure it's nice and balanced. And then that way, when we leave, it's great for the next player coming along. Now we can see Sharon's ball's here on the green. Now, a lot of new players get confused when they come on the green about where to stand, what to do. Now, here's the first thing is that my biggest tip is about having situational awareness. So when you come onto the green, have a look around, make sure you know where everybody's ball is. All right, makes it nice and easy that you're not going to create a faux pas by stepping on someone's line. Now, someone's line to the hole is an imaginary line that they're going to putt on. You don't know exactly the line they're going to putt on, so we want to be careful and give them a bit of space. So we absolutely don't want to just walk up their line. That's going to get you a frown from your playing partner, like I've just done. All right? If you need to, for whatever reason, cross their line, you can step over it with an exaggerated step. That's going to get you there, okay? When I'm near the hole or even anywhere on the green, I want to be careful I'm not twisting or moving my feet, particularly if I'm wearing golf shoes. It's going to lead to digging up the turf a little bit. We don't want to do that. It'll leave spike marks. It's not good for the green. We want to walk carefully on the green. I don't want to drag my feet. Don't want to do anything like that. All right, so in the situation that two players are putting, so for example, Sharon's putting from here. So I've putted, my ball is closer to the hole. Now, I'm not going to interfere with Sharon's line here if I stand here and putt it. I'm not going to stand on anyone else's. So that's okay. As I'm coming up, if I did want to mark it and maybe have a think about it, didn't want to rush in the next putt, let your playing partners know. Say, I'm going to sit on that. I'm going to mark that. So they know they're not standing around waiting for you to putt and then you just walk up and stand. If my ball is in the general vicinity of another player, I'm going to want to mark the ball. Okay, so I put down my little marker behind the ball and then that way it's out of the way, it's out of their line. Anytime that a ball is kind of in the peripheral vision of another player, we want to mark it, get out of that way. Now, if my ball was impacting, my stance would be on Sharon's line. It's not really ideal for me to putt then. Some people will say to you, yeah, just stand how you want, doesn't matter. But you may find that gets in your head a little bit and you don't actually want to do the putt. So it's perfectly okay to mark it because I don't want to putt where I'm standing all over Sharon's line, all right, or my playing partner's line. That's not a great option as well. So just have some spatial awareness about what's around you and then step over or around. Now, it is perfectly acceptable when we're talking about the concept of ready golf that if I'm getting ready to putt and say, for example, Sharon's ball's over there, she could move in that general direction and get to her ball so she could make her putt and it's not going to put me off. She's not walking in my peripheral vision, not in my line of sight. All right, so you don't have to stand 20 metres to the side and wait, and then when it's your turn to putt, you've got to come over, line up your ball, muck around. What we want is when everybody's on the green, you're at your ball, ready to go when it's your turn to putt. Okay, here we are in the bunker, and a bunker can cause a lot of problems for new players, particularly having the stress of getting out of the bunker. Now, I'm not going to show you how to get out of the bunker today. That's not what this is about. But it's how to leave the bunker better than you found it. So the first etiquette around bunkers is to enter from the low side. So I wouldn't want to walk up here and come down this steep slope. I mean, I could, but it's going to dig out all that sand and cause a little bit of slidage. It's going to make a mess. I want to come in the low side. It's much kinder to my knees and hips and ankles to come in here. Okay, you see where my ball is in the bunker there. So I'm going to grab the rake and bring it with me. That way I don't have to walk back and forth. It's going to save a bit of time. If the rake was over the other end of the bunker or in the other bunker, I'd have to play my shot, go out, get the rake, walk back in, doing a lot more footprints than I need to rake, and nobody wants to do extra work. So when I come in, I'm going to walk in nice and evenly, and I'm just going to pop the rake to the side of my ball. Okay? So then I'm going to go about playing my bunker shot. Okay, so I'm in the bunker, got my feet set. I'm going to come down to play my shot. When I'm finished, just going to place my club on the outside of the bunker. When I'm raking the bunker, really important. Most clubs now have these nice fancy rakes, make it nice and easy to get nice and smooth. All right, so I want to rake the divot where I took my shot, fill that right in. Okay, and then my footprints. As you can see, I dug in quite deep. So I want to make it nice and even. What I don't want to do, and you'll see the PGA Tour pros do this, they'll do a shot and kind of scuff it with their feet, and then they'll walk out. What you don't see on the TV coverage is that there's a volunteer or a caddy who comes in to rake that bunker, leaving it immaculate. So this is not a way to leave a bunker then walk back out. So I want to make it nice and smooth, nice even rakes. Okay, I don't want to dig in deep and have a build-up of dirt. I want to have it nice and even. And I walk backwards out the way that I walked in. And that way, I'm only getting my footprints once. Okay, nice and even. And that bunker is left better than how I found it. And if you come into a bunker and you see that somebody hasn't raked their footprint, like we see here, just rake it. Okay? Do a little extra. It's good for the soul and the golfing gods will repay you. Another way we can speed up the pace of play is bringing all the clubs we need with us to a shot, particularly if we're not with our clubs. So maybe I'm in a cart, my buddy's gone down the side and they've dropped me at my ball. So I grab a wedge and my putter. That way I don't have to double back to the cart and go and get the putter when it's time to putt, because I know I'm going to need that. So I'll grab my wedge and my putter. And then when I'm on the green putting, I want to put that wedge between me and where I'm going to exit the hole in my gear. Okay, that way I'm not less likely to forget it. If I leave my wedge over the left-hand side of the green, but I'm going to exit over here on the right, there's a very high chance that I'm going to forget my club and it's going to turn up in lost property later. So I want to put it on my path off the green. It's out of the way of other players, it's just off the green, and as I'm walking off, oh yeah, there's my club. Or if I don't see it, someone else is going to see it. It's going to help the speed of play, it's going to help your day be much smoother. And it's going to make sure that you don't lose a club. Let's talk about talking on the course, ironically. This is one of the biggest frustrations for players, is they're trying to have a swing and someone's having a conversation behind them. And this is where it comes back to where I talked earlier, having a bit of that situational awareness of like what's happening around you. We've all done it. We've all asked somebody a question or, asked somebody their score, and then somebody's super fast up on the tee, ready to hit. If you're on the tee and someone's talking and it's just unsettled you a bit, you don't have to turn around and be rude to them like that. You can actually just step back from your ball, have a reset, take a breath and go again. By then, whoever's talking will either have stopped or figured out like, oh, I need to be quiet, sorry. And then you can go about your shot. So just be aware what's happening around you. Speak at a lower tone, ask the information you need to ask, then have a little bit of respect for your playing partners. It's very simple. And again, if you're the one hitting, you don't have to be rude to people. You can just simply walk away, reset your shot. Remember, we can all make this game a lot easier and a lot more fun by just being good humans.